What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Blaze here, and this past NBA offseason was the craziest offseason in the history of the NBA. Two megastars requested for trades, a dynasty was destroyed, the greatest NBA prospect since LeBron James got drafted, and over half of the NBA switched teams. Every single team in the NBA made a significant move or headline this offseason through a trade signing or a major mistake made in free agency. In this video here, I will be going through every single move the New York Knicks made this offseason and giving all their picks, trades, and signings grades, as well as adding on what they could have done better. Drop a like on this video if you guys want this to become a series, and if so, comment down below which team you guys want to see next. With that said, let's get into grading every New York Knicks offseason move, starting from the end of the season and ending with current day. To begin, the Knicks had the third pick in the draft and selected RJ Barrett. This selection was a given, and there is absolutely no debate about this pick. Even though RJ has struggled with the shot in the summer league, Steph, Trae Young, KD, and countless other stars also struggle with their shot, so don't look too much into it. RJ put up insane numbers at Duke and has competed well in FIBA basketball, which is a pretty high level, so he has already shown he is good against top level competition. I would wait until the NBA starts to really begin to have second thoughts on RJ, but for now he's okay and needs to do something about his atrocious shot. It's bad. Overall, the Knicks deserve an A for this selection because they didn't overthink it and select anyone other than RJ. This basically came down to an A if they got RJ or an F if they got anyone else not named Ja or Zion. The Knicks had the 55th pick in the draft but moved up to the 47th pick to draft Ignas Brazdeikis. The Knicks moved up 8 spots and only had to give up money, which is absolutely no issue because of the amount of fans who go to MSG. The Knicks will always be top 10 in attendance no matter the team on the floor. Unlike the Nets, who are 30th in attendance even with certain players telling their fans to come to games. Ignas had a breakout game against the Phoenix Suns in the Summer League where he scored 30 points and had 8 rebounds. This is impressive for a second rounder and shows promise on this young Knicks team, but then again, it's the Summer League, so don't look too much into the Summer League because it's different when you're going against mostly G League players versus the NBA when you have good teammates going up against superstars. Overall though, I would give the Knicks an A+ on this pick because he has already shown promise of being an NBA caliber player, and they traded up to get their guy while only giving up cash to do so. Next, NBA free agency. Coming into free agency, the Knicks had $74 million in cap space, which was the most in the NBA. The Knicks opened up this cap space in hopes to sign 2 superstar free agents, but instead they were left empty-handed at the June 30th date when their main target, KD, chose the Nets over the Knicks. Congrats to the Nets on these 2 players, they really do deserve them as an organization, but it really stings for Knicks fans everywhere. Instead, the Knicks go out and sign the up-and-coming 24-year-old power forward Julius Randle. Julius Randle is on a 3-year, $63 million deal with a partial guarantee of $4 million per year for the final year. Randle averaged 21 points and 9 rebounds last season while playing only 30 minutes per game. The stats are pretty impressive, but on the flip side, Julius struggles on the defensive side of the ball and is not a rim protector whatsoever, even being a center or power forward. The fit on the Knicks, however, is tremendous because he can space the floor with his shooting, and since Mitchell Robinson is a defensive monster, Randle's lack of defense will not be a huge issue. The Knicks receive a B+ for the signing, just because the one thing that doesn't make sense is why try someone to compete for an 8th seed instead of tanking for another top prospect to add to this young core. The next Knicks signing on the list is Bobby Portis, who agreed to a 2-year, $31 million deal with a team option after the first year. Portis is a young big man who has had some issues off the court. Last year with the Wizards, he played well, averaging 14 points and 9 rebounds though. He will be a good backup power forward, and depending on how he plays in New York, could be a player the Knicks try and flip for picks and young players at the trade deadline. The good thing about this deal is it gives the Knicks cap flexibility for the 2020 season to take on big contracts for picks, or even if somehow AD is upset in LA, the Knicks could swoop in and sign him. Overall, I would give this signing a B+ too because the Knicks didn't need Bobby Portis and could have gotten a player of his caliber from a different player who had a large contract that needed to be moved. If you got this contract, multiple picks or young players would be involved, so that's why. For the next few signings, I'm going to go through this real fast. So Taj Gibson, I would give a C+ because there's absolutely no need for him on the roster. Yeah, it's good to have a veteran on a team full of young players, but there are different ways to do it while getting draft capital in return. Also, the 2-year, $20 million deal is a bit much, even with only $1 million guaranteed after the first year. Next, the Reggie Bullock situation. If you don't know what's going on here, the Knicks agreed to a contract with Reggie, but they backed out after finding his fitness was poor. I give the Knicks an A++ on this because they saved themselves from a bad contract worth $23 million over 2 years with a team option, but instead they signed a locker room leader, Marcus Morris, using Bullock's money. The crazy part about this is the Knicks and Bullock both have mutual interest still, and Bullock may be willing to take a contract in the $5 million per year range. Next, Elfrid Payton was signed to a 2-year, $60 million deal, once again with the team option. This deal deserves a B+ because he is an incredible value, and people don't know that he had 5 straight triple-doubles last season. The only reason that this signing is not an A is because he will be taking away minutes from Frank, Trier, and Dennis Smith Jr., who all need significant minutes this year to develop. Finally, Wayne Ellington signed to a 2-year, $60 million deal with the Knicks with the team option after the first year. The signing is a C because he takes minutes away from the young Knicks players who need the minutes. Ellington won't help or hurt the Knicks in any way, and wasting $8 million per year on him seems like a mistake. Now that I have given individual grades to all the Knicks offseason moves, the final grade on the overall offseason of the Knicks is a B. The Knicks did an incredible job in the draft, like the management seems to always do. However, their free agency decisions is what lowered their grade. Players like Maurice Harkless and Iguodala were on the trade block, were going to be packaged with young players at picks, so they should have probably taken some of those deals instead of signing Ellington, Taj Gibson, yada yada yada. Players on the trade block aren't even bad and are much better than Ellington and Taj Gibson. Instead, they wasted their cap space on veteran players who will probably not even play this season, which will net them much less than first-round picks would have in the long run. What do you want, veterans or first-round picks? Other than this, the Knicks did an excellent job on not overpaying anyone for more than 2 years, and they also did a fantastic job at keeping cap flexibility for the future. Every single one of their signings, besides Julius Randle, have the ability to be off their team next year to preserve cap space and accept bad contracts for picks. The final thing that lowered their grade a lot was not getting KD, Kawhi, or Kyrie after opening cap space by trading KP. And also, they really didn't even offer a contract that was a max to KD. I don't know if that ultimately swayed him towards the Nets, but if that did, I don't know, that this grade might be a bit nice. All in all though, the Knicks management did a pretty good job for Plan B in free agency. The Knicks seem to be on the right track, and hopefully they will be good in the future. Tell me if you guys want this to be a series, and if so, tell me what team you want to see next down below. With that said, I'm out and peace!